I cannot tell you guys how excited I am for this device right here. The Lytmi Fantasia 3, bro. Like, this is pretty much one of those things that just, it speaks to me, okay? So for those of you that don't know, some of the specs on this bad boy is that it has HDMI 2.1, and it's basically like the answer to the Philips Hue Sync box. And I'm just freaking out because, come on, 4K 120, and you're able to sync your LED lights with this. Like, bro, like, this is what I wanted from the Philips Hue kit, and it just never happened. So let's get started seeing what this bad boy is all about. I feel like such a rich guy opening this box up. I mean, like, I love that they have this little color accent here, interactive mood. And you open it up and it's got your little user manual here, and we've got the box itself. Now, I can't wait to see what this bad boy looks like, but so far I'm digging what I'm seeing. So you have basically your LED lights and everything here, and they actually give you an HDMI cable, which I think is a nice touch, and it's got 8K on it, so you know it's a 4K 120 hertz bandwidth HDMI cable. So that's really good to have an HDMI 2.1 cable just like included. Like, can we just give props where props are due for that alone? And then of course we've got some adhesives which will come in very handy. And I'm not joking, guys. I love like the inside of the box being black like this, super premium feeling. You really do feel like $1,000,000 when you're opening this thing up, which I think, again, a very nice touch. All right, so I was so excited I couldn't help myself but to plug this bad boy in and to see what it actually ends up looking like. And you can see it's trying to connect to the Wi-Fi here with the blinking light. And then of course you've got some other things here, like this says HDMI. You have all your HDMIs here, and it's got some buttons on the top here, so it can be controlled that way. Looking at the back of the device, we can see that it has all 4 HDMI ports, and you have a TV output or input, and then you actually, yeah, a TV output out to the TV, and then you have your power. So it's pretty self-explanatory, TV out and 4 inputs, and that's pretty much what the device itself looks like. Okay, so for the next part, all you do is you put the adhesive on the back. As you guys can clearly see, I had to jerry-rig mine a little bit. It's not perfect, as you can clearly see. Like, the stand on the S95B gets in the way a little bit, so I have to, again, jerry-rig it and just put it on there the best I can. And again, at the top, you're gonna notice, you're gonna be like, oh, what the heck? I've got these little stragglies kind of sticking out here. What do I do with them? Let me show you. Remember these little guys from earlier? Well, these are what we're gonna use to hold the wires in place. So this is basically what I ended up doing. I like to use 3 of them like this because I find that just gives the best overall look. And again, I think that's gonna secure it a lot more to the frame than just kind of sitting it up there however you want. And again, we just do the same thing to the other side, so that way it's locked in the way it needs to. 3, to kind of keep those cords tangled up, I like to keep them in a little bit of a circle, and that's just kind of how I like to set everything up. Okay, so next you're gonna locate that USB-C that we have right here, and we're going to plug it into this little part right here that says LED strip. And once we do that, we should check our lights to make sure nothing's defective, so on and so forth. And as you see, the lights are on. So far, so good. I don't have any issues that I'm noticing here. I gotta say, I absolutely love how bright these LEDs are. They look really good. Pretty solid, and I'm hoping that it maybe can get even a little brighter. Who knows? But perhaps I'm just being greedy now. Alright guys, so now we're going to look at the colors coming off the Lytmi Neo Fantasia 3, also known as the Neo 3, and checking the color accuracy as well. So far it looks pretty good. I don't have any issues with it. I think in terms of color, it does a good job of capturing color. I just wish it was more saturated. And it does a good job, again, of dynamically, when things are panning across the screen as you're seeing, capturing every little nuanced shade of color. But I really wish, again, like that flower there, I wish that background was just more saturated and we got more explosion out of the color. Especially, again, primary colors like red here. I think that's going to be the big thing that kind of holds it back a little bit. Like, sometimes it can kind of estimate wrong as well. So now we have some purple, kind of like, you know, magenta kind of shades where we should have had more deep, rich red. So that, from a calculation standpoint, is something that it maybe could need some sort of improvement on in the next version. But in terms of overall, it is giving you a beautiful picture, and the picture, or not picture, but the backlighting kit is giving you a beautiful color in sync with your picture. And I think that's really the big thing here. I was able to hook up my Nintendo Switch and my PS5 without any problems whatsoever. So in terms of connectivity, you don't have to worry about that. It's a solid device in pretty much every regard there. But that being said, I think it's a nice device. I think it's worth checking out for sure, and it'll save you some money. Now you have to scale those expectations realistically. It's not going to be as bright or as saturated as the Philips Hue. However, it's also not going to cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars, so that's something to think about. But that being said, if you have questions, ask them in the comment section down below, and thank you guys so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later.